Florida's median home price just crossed $410,000. The dream feels dead for most buyers. But it's not. Right now, in 10 specific Florida cities, normal people are closing on 3-bedroom homes for $275,000. Some are paying closer to $200,000. Real houses. Real backyards. Real communities. This isn't a trick. It's geography. It's understanding where inventory still exists. Where insurance doesn't crush you. Where you're inland enough to breathe, close enough to work, and smart enough to avoid the traps. Today, you're getting 10 cities. Exact price ranges. Typical monthly payments. Why each one works. And why our number one pick costs about $150,000 less than the state average, with actual yards, solid schools, and room to build equity. Let's find your Florida home. Before we count down, here's what you need to know. Every number in this video reflects typical ranges. Your actual price depends on the neighborhood, the year built, the lot, and how hard you negotiate. These aren't guarantees. They're guideposts. We selected these 10 cities using 5 filters: affordability below state median, available inventory, economic stability, manageable insurance and tax profiles, and genuine livability. That means jobs within commuting distance, schools that function, and neighborhoods where people actually want to live. Florida is not a monolith. Coastal lots flood. Older roofs cost you thousands in insurance. HOAs can swallow your budget. Commutes can steal your life. You need to vet every property with a 4-point inspection, an elevation certificate, a wind mitigation report, and a real conversation with an insurance agent before you make an offer. This video gives you the map. You still have to walk the ground. Now let's count down. Number 10. Kissimmee, Florida. Central Florida access without Orlando pricing. Kissimmee sits just south of Orlando in Osceola County. It's tourist adjacent, which means the economy runs on hospitality, theme parks, and service jobs. That keeps wages modest, which keeps home prices reasonable. Median listings hover around $310,000. But dig into the inventory, and you'll find 3-bedroom single-family homes between $260,000 and $295,000. Condos and townhomes drop into the $180,000 to $230,000 range, especially in older developments near US 192. Let's talk monthly cost. A $280,000 home with a standard down payment and current rates typically lands around $2,100 to $2,400 per month, including principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Property taxes in Osceola run about 1.1% of assessed value. Insurance varies. Older builds near wetlands cost more, but newer subdivisions with wind mitigation can stay reasonable. HOAs are common here. Budget $150 to $300 monthly for townhomes, less for single-family. Kissimmee's selling point is access. You're 20 minutes from Orlando International Airport, 30 minutes from downtown Orlando via the 417 toll road. Sunrail's southern extension puts commuters on a direct line to the city. And if you work remotely, you've got suburban space without the price tag of Winter Park or Lake Nona. Lot sizes are modest. Quarter-acre is typical, smaller in newer subdivisions. But you'll find parks, chain retail, and enough inventory to negotiate. The buyer profile here is first-timers who need proximity to Orlando, remote workers who want more square footage, and investors eyeing short-term rental potential near the parks. Inventory is climbing as new builds come online. That's your leverage. Use it. Number 9. Edgewater, Florida. Indian River access without New Smyrna's premium. Edgewater hugs Florida's east-central coast in Volusia County, just south of New Smyrna Beach. It's quiet. It's unpretentious. And it's significantly cheaper than its beachside neighbors. Median home prices sit around $290,000 to $315,000, but you'll find solid 3-bedroom homes in the $250,000 to $285,000 range. These aren't cracker boxes. Many sit on half-acre lots with mature trees and actual breathing room. Monthly payments on a $270,000 home typically run $2,000 to $2,300, including taxes and insurance. Volusia County property taxes are moderate, around 1% of assessed value. Insurance depends heavily on elevation and flood zone. Inland neighborhoods fare better. Waterfront lots near the Indian River pay more. HOAs are less aggressive here than in master plan communities. Many single-family neighborhoods have minimal or no HOA fees, which keeps your monthly stack manageable. Edgewater appeals to retirees who want water views without Daytona's crowds, remote workers who prefer space over nightlife, and buyers priced out of New Smyrna. You're 10 minutes from New Smyrna's beaches, 20 from Daytona, and an hour south of St. Augustine. Commutes north on I-95 to Palm Coast or south to Daytona are straightforward. Local employment is limited. Think small business, healthcare, and service work, so most residents either retire here or work remotely. Lot sizes are a major draw. Half-acre parcels are common. Privacy still exists here. And the inventory is stable, meaning you can take your time and find the right fit. Number 8. Lakeland, Florida. The midpoint between Tampa and Orlando that nobody talks about. Lakeland sits dead center between Florida's two biggest metros in Polk County. It's industrial, practical, and unpretentious. And home prices reflect that. Median listings range from $295,000 to $320,000, but strong inventory means you'll regularly see 3-bedroom homes between $240,000 and $290,000. The housing stock is diverse. Historic bungalows near downtown, sprawling ranch homes in older subdivisions, and new builds on the city's edges. Monthly cost for a $275,000 home typically runs $2,100 to $2,400 with taxes and insurance. Polk County keeps property taxes reasonable, around 1% or slightly below. Insurance is manageable here because you're inland and elevated. No storm surge risk. No floodplain headaches in most neighborhoods. HOAs vary. Newer communities charge $100 to $250 monthly. Older neighborhoods often have none. Lakeland works because of the I-4 corridor. You're 40 minutes from Tampa, 50 from Orlando. That makes it viable for commuters willing to trade drive time for affordability. Local employers include Publix headquarters, Amazon distribution, Geico, and healthcare systems. The job base is stable. Lot sizes are generous. Quarter-acre to half-acre is standard. You'll find neighborhoods with sidewalks, parks, and functioning schools. The city has character without the resort town markup. Buyer fit. Families who need space and school access, commuters splitting the Tampa-Orlando difference, and buy-and-hold investors who see Lakeland as the last affordable I-4 option. New builds are still coming in under $310,000. The window is open. It won't stay that way forever. Number 7. Panama City, Florida. Coastal living without Southwest Florida prices. Panama City and Bay County offer something rare in 2025. Proximity to beaches without the Naples or Sarasota price tag. Hurricane Michael reshaped this market in 2018, and while the coast has rebuilt, inland neighborhoods remain remarkably affordable. Median home prices range from $285,000 to $310,000. 3-bedroom homes away from the immediate coastline sell between $235,000 and $280,000. These are solid builds, many post-2018 with updated wind codes and newer roofs. Monthly payments on a $260,000 home typically land around $2,000 to $2,300, including taxes and insurance. Bay County property taxes sit near 1%. Insurance is where things get interesting. Coastal properties pay significantly more. But move inland by a few miles, away from storm surge zones, and rates drop substantially. Homes built or retrofitted after Michael often qualify for wind mitigation credits that shave hundreds off annual premiums. HOAs are less common in older neighborhoods, more standard in new developments. Budget $100 to $200 monthly if applicable. Panama City's anchor is Tyndall Air Force Base, which drives steady demand for housing. The base is expanding, which supports the rental and resale markets. You're also close to beaches without paying beach prices if you target neighborhoods north or east of downtown. Commutes are local. Most employment ties to military, tourism, healthcare, and regional services. Remote workers get beach access and affordability, a combination that's nearly extinct elsewhere in Florida. Lot sizes vary. Older neighborhoods offer quarter-acre or more. Newer builds trend smaller, but come with modern efficiency. Inventory is stabilizing. Values are holding steady while hotter metros cool. If you're serious about the Panhandle, Panama City offers the best balance of coast and cost. Number 6. Ocala, Florida. Horse country with acreage you can actually afford. Ocala in Marion County is famous for thoroughbred farms, rolling pastures, and an unhurried pace. It's also one of Florida's best-kept affordability secrets. Median home prices cluster around $280,000 to $300,000, but inventory is deep. Three-bedroom homes regularly list between $230,000 and $275,000. And if you're willing to go slightly older or farther out, you'll find properties on 1 to 5 acres for similar money. Monthly payments on a $265,000 home typically run $2,000 to $2,300 with taxes and insurance. Marion County property taxes are low, around 0.9% of assessed value. Insurance is manageable because Ocala is inland, elevated, and far from any coast. No flood premiums. No storm surge. Just straightforward homeowners insurance. HOAs are common in 55-plus communities. Ocala has dozens, but many single-family neighborhoods have minimal or no fees. Ocala attracts retirees in serious numbers. The 55-plus communities here rival anywhere in Florida for amenities and value. But it's not just retirees. Remote workers and families tired of metro prices are moving here for space and cost relief. Lot sizes are the headline. Quarter-acre is the minimum. Half-acre to multi-acre parcels are common. If you want land, Ocala delivers without the rural isolation. You're 90 minutes from Orlando, 2 hours from Tampa, an hour from Gainesville. Commuting isn't the play here. Living is. Ocala offers what much of Florida no longer does: room to breathe, low carrying costs, and values that make sense. New builds are still coming in under $300,000. Existing inventory is broad, and insurance won't bankrupt you. That's the Ocala advantage. Number 5. DeLand, Florida. The historic city nobody's watching. DeLand sits in western Volusia County, halfway between Orlando and Daytona Beach. It's walkable. It's got character. And it's significantly cheaper than either of its neighboring metros. Median listings range from $285,000 to $310,000, but you'll find strong 3-bedroom options between $240,000 and $285,000. The housing stock is diverse. Historic homes near downtown, mid-century ranches and established neighborhoods, and newer builds on the city's outskirts. Monthly cost for a $270,000 home typically falls between $2,050 and $2,350 with taxes and insurance. Volusia County property taxes run about 1%. Insurance is reasonable. You're inland, elevated, and outside flood zones in most neighborhoods. HOAs are uncommon in older areas, more typical in newer subdivisions. When present, fees usually range $50 to $150 monthly. DeLand's anchor is Stetson University, which brings stable enrollment, steady rental demand, and a built-in layer of economic resilience. The downtown is genuinely walkable, locally owned shops, restaurants, and a classic southern Main Street. You're 40 minutes from Orlando via I-4, 30 from Daytona Beach, an hour from the Space Coast. Commutes are manageable if you're willing to drive. Local employment includes healthcare, education, and regional services. Lot sizes vary but often exceed what you'd find in newer Florida subdivisions. Quarter acre is common. Mature trees. Established neighborhoods. Actual charm without the boutique pricing. Buyer fit. Professionals commuting to Orlando or Daytona, retirees who want walkability and culture, and investors targeting student rentals or long-term holds. DeLand is under the radar. It won't stay that way. Early movers here get value before the market catches up. Number 4. Gainesville, Florida. University town stability with energy-efficient builds. Gainesville and Alachua County anchors north-central Florida. The University of Florida and UF help dominate the economy, which creates year-round demand and unusual stability for a mid-sized city. Median home prices range from $305,000 to $330,000, but persistent inventory means three-bedroom homes regularly appear between $260,000 and $310,000. Newer builds on the city's edges, especially northwest near Hiley Plantation, often incorporate energy-efficient design and qualify for lower insurance and utility costs. Monthly payments on a $285,000 home typically run $2,200 to $2,500 with taxes and insurance. Alachua County property taxes sit around 1%. Insurance is straightforward. You're inland, elevated, and outside any coastal risk. Newer homes with wind mitigation and impact-resistant features save additional money. HOAs vary widely. Older neighborhoods have none. Newer planned communities charge $100 to $250 monthly. Gainesville's economy doesn't boom or crash. The university and hospital system provide consistent employment that steadies the housing market. Rental demand stays strong because of student and medical resident turnover. You're 2 hours from Jacksonville, 90 minutes from Orlando, an hour from the coast. Commuting out of Gainesville isn't common. Most residents work locally. But for remote workers, you're getting college town culture, access to SEC sports, and Big Ten Conference amenities starting in 2025, all at sub-Tampa prices. Lot sizes are modest in newer areas, quarter acre or less, but established neighborhoods offer more space. The tree canopy is thick. Summers are hot, but the city feels green and less brutal than South Florida. Buyer fit. University employees, healthcare workers, young families prioritizing schools, and retirees who want a college town without leaving Florida. Inventory is stable. Demand is steady. And the cost stack remains manageable for a city with this much infrastructure. Number 3. Jacksonville, Florida. Big city inventory with sub-$300,000 options still alive. Jacksonville in Duval County is Florida's largest city by land area, and that sprawl creates opportunity. The sheer size of the market means inventory stays deep, and pockets of affordability persist even as other metros tighten. Median home prices across Metro Jacksonville hover around $320,000 to $340,000, but focus on the right zip codes: North Side, West Side, parts of Arlington, and three-bedroom homes between $240,000 and $295,000 are common. You're not sacrificing safety or schools if you research carefully. Monthly payments on a $275,000 home typically run $2,100 to $2,400 with taxes and insurance. Duval County property taxes are moderate, around 1%. Insurance depends on proximity to water. Inland neighborhoods see standard rates. Riverside and South Bank pay more. HOAs exist in newer planned communities and condo developments, but are less common in older single-family areas. Where present, expect $100 to $200 monthly. Jacksonville's economy is diverse. Logistics, finance, healthcare, military, NAS Jax, Mayport, and the Port. Job stability is strong. Unemployment typically runs below state and national averages. That supports housing demand without overheating prices. You're close to I-95, I-10, and I-295. Commutes are car-dependent, but the road network moves. You've got the beaches: Atlantic, Neptune, Jax Beach, 20 minutes from most central neighborhoods. The airport is solid. Amtrak connects north to Savannah and south to Orlando. Lot sizes vary widely. Older neighborhoods often deliver quarter-acre or more. Newer subdivisions trend smaller, but still beat what you'd find in Tampa or Miami suburbs. Buyer fit: first-time buyers needing job diversity, military families rotating through NAS Jax or Mayport, remote workers wanting a real city without real city costs, and investors playing the long hold. Jacksonville's size is the advantage. There's always inventory. Always a deal if you're patient. And the market stays grounded because supply keeps pace with demand. Number 2. Pensacola, Florida. Panhandle charm with military-backed demand. Pensacola in Escambia County sits in Florida's far northwest corner. It's close to Alabama. It's close to the Gulf. And it's significantly cheaper than almost anywhere else with beach access in Florida. Median home prices range from $275,000 to $300,000. Strong inventory means three-bedroom homes between $230,000 and $280,000 are available across multiple neighborhoods. You'll find older stock near downtown and new townhomes and subdivisions in the northern and western parts of the city. Monthly payments on a $265,000 home typically fall between $2,000 and $2,300 with taxes and insurance. Escambia County property taxes are moderate, just over 1%. Insurance depends on elevation and distance from the coast. Move inland or north and rates improve significantly. Pensacola's elevation is better than much of South Florida, which helps with flood insurance. HOAs are less common in older neighborhoods. Newer builds and townhome developments typically charge $100 to $250 monthly. Pensacola's economic anchor is Naval Air Station Pensacola, the birthplace of naval aviation. The base drives consistent demand for rentals and purchases. That stabilizes the market even when tourism slows. You're an hour from Mobile, Alabama, 4 hours from New Orleans, 6 hours from Atlanta. The location feels peripheral, but the cost of living rewards that trade-off. You're also close to some of Florida's best beaches: Pensacola Beach, Navarre, Gulf Islands National Seashore, without the Fort Myers or Destin price tag. Lot sizes vary. Older homes often sit on quarter-acre or larger lots. Newer builds trend smaller, but include modern efficiency. Buyer fit, military families, retirees wanting Gulf access without the crowd, remote workers prioritizing cost and beach proximity, and investors targeting rental demand from base personnel. Pensacola flies under the radar. Most Florida buyers never look this far west. That's your advantage. The value is real, the market is stable, and the insurance burden is lighter than coastal South Florida. Number 1. Lake City, Florida. I-75 and I-10 crossroads with the lowest total cost stack in Florida. Lake City in Columbia County sits at the intersection of two of Florida's major interstates. It's small. It's unpretentious. And it's the most affordable place in this countdown to own a home in Florida. Median home prices range from $210,000 to $240,000. Three-bedroom single-family homes regularly list between $180,000 and $230,000. These aren't tiny houses. Many sit on quarter-acre to half-acre lots with real yards, driveways, and space to expand. Monthly payments on a $200,000 home typically run $1,600 to $1,850 with taxes and insurance. Columbia County property taxes are among the lowest in Florida, under 1%. Insurance is straightforward because you're inland, elevated, and far from any coast. No flood risk. No storm surge. No hurricane premium beyond standard wind coverage. HOAs are rare. Most single-family neighborhoods have none. Lake City is functional, not flashy. The economy revolves around healthcare. Lake City Medical Center is a regional hub, retail, logistics. The interstate location draws warehousing and regional services. It's not a job magnet, but employment is stable. You're an hour west of Jacksonville, 19 minutes south of Valdosta, Georgia, 2 hours north of Gainesville. The interstate access is the draw. If you're a regional traveler, a retiree who wants low costs, or a remote worker who doesn't need metro amenities, Lake City delivers the lowest carrying cost in Florida. Lot sizes are generous. Quarter acre is the floor. Half acre to 1 acre parcels are common. You'll find space, privacy, and neighborhoods where people still know their neighbors. Buyer fit, retirees prioritizing cost, remote workers who want maximum affordability, buy and hold investors targeting cash flow, and first-time buyers who need to minimize monthly burn. Lake City won't win beauty contests. It won't trend on social media. But if your goal is to own a home in Florida without financial stress, this is the answer. The cost stack is the lowest in the state. The values are stable. And you can breathe. Let's connect the patterns. Inland elevation lowers insurance. Distance from the coast removes flood premiums and storm surge risk. You pay less to protect your home, which means more money stays in your pocket. College towns and military bases create economic anchors. Universities and installations don't leave. They stabilize demand. They support rental markets. They keep employment consistent even when tourism or construction slows. Inventory breadth gives you negotiation power. Cities with diverse housing stock, older homes, new builds, condos, single-family, let you shop strategically. You're not bidding against 20 other buyers for the same 3 listings. Skip floodplains. Avoid older roofs. Check the build year. Homes built after 2002 follow stronger wind codes. Roofs older than 15 years will cost you in insurance. Properties in FEMA flood zones require flood insurance, which can add $1,000 to $3,000 annually. Here's your vetting checklist. Screenshot this. Use it on every property. Year built. Roof age. Wind mitigation credits. Elevation and flood zone. HOA rules and fees. Property tax rate. Commute time to work. Local employers and economic base. Those 8 data points will save you from disasters. Do not skip them. If this video helped you see a path